Hello and welcome back to my virtual classroom. Today our example is going to be looking at drawing and describing a dot plot given a set of data. Our data set for this example is going to be question 38 from the textbook, and this is in section 1.2, Practice of Statistics, on page 41, if you'd like to find it in the textbook. In this data set, we have a display of gold medals won by a sample of countries in the 2012 Summer Olympic Games in London. Okay, we're going to use a sample to make a dot plot of the data and then describe the overall pattern of the distribution and any departures from that pattern. Okay. So we have all this data. Right? Just by looking at it right away, we can see that there's some large numbers along with the relatively small numbers. Right? We have 38, 29, and 46 that just stand out right away. Everything else is a single digit. Right? So even before we graph, we can probably guess that there's going to be some outliers. Right? So cool. That's kind of nice. Something else that's going to help as far as creating this is to order the data from smallest to largest so that I can then just kind of go through on the calculator and plot the points in order instead of skipping around, trying to make sure I don't skip any, and so on. So drag my calculator into the screen here. Here's my calculator. So I'm going to put the key press history on here as well so we can see what's going on there. All right, so I've already put this data into a table or into a list in my stat button. So I'll hit stat and go to edit. And these numbers are already input into list 1, right, this first list right here. To make this order my list from smallest to largest, right, I need to go to stat. And then where it says sort A, that's ascending order from smallest to largest. So we'll click down 1, hit enter. And I want this to sort list L1. So I'll hit second, and the number 1, and above that in little tiny blue letters is L1. Close my parenthesis and hit enter. It's going to say, ooh, it's done. Excellent. So now I'll go back to my list, go to edit, and look, my list 1 is now in order. As I go down the list, it has them in increasing order from smallest to largest. So now I can very easily put my calculator right next to my paper and put in all of my points for my dot plot, rather than having to go through and risk missing some of them because we're not going in perfect order. Right? So my calculator is organized. I'm going to put it off the screen here so I can use it, and I'm going to go through and make my points. Right, so just that simple step of using my calculator to put everything in order saves a ton of time. I now have my completed dot plot. Didn't take that long. Right, the next part of this is describe the overall pattern of the distribution. So again, I need to do shape, right, center, spread, outliers. All right, so my shape, I'm looking at this bad boy. I definitely skewed to the right. So we're skewed to the right. The center. Right, I'm going to use the median essentially for the center of this, and the center is going to fall between the 15th and 16th point because I have 30 points, 30 countries represented in the sample. And so the median is going to fall between the 15th and 16th point. So if I count these real quick, I remember I had 9, I believe. No, 11, sorry, 11 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, so the median falls at 1. The spread is from 0 to 46. And I think there are possible outliers at 29, 38, and 46. And it's just based on the fact that they're way outside the rest of it. So now I can write my description. I've got my picture, I know what these things are. So I'll write the description. The graph is skewed to the right, strongly skewed, with a peak at 0. The midpoint, median, is at 1 between the 15th and 16th data point. The range for the distribution of gold medals goes from 0 to 46. There are possible outliers of 29, Great Britain, 38, China, and 46, the US. There we go. We've described the overall pattern. Next, question B here wants us to answer overall 205 countries participated in the 2012 Summer Olympics, of which 54 won at least 1 gold. We got 205 countries, 54 won at least 1 gold. Do you believe that the sample of countries listed in the table is representative of this larger population? Why or why not? Okay, so let's look at some data. First, in our sample, 19 out of 30 won gold medals. That's our sample. In the actual population, 54 out of 205 won gold. That's our actual population. Okay. That equates to, where did I put that? So that actually equates to, in our sample, 63% won gold medals. But in the actual population, only 26%, roughly, won gold medals. So just based on this, this is not a very accurate representation. The sample doesn't accurately represent what actually happened. It's an overestimate of the number of countries that won gold medals. Right? So we gotta write a response. No, because 19 of 30, about 63% countries sampled, won at least 1 gold medal, while in the larger population, only 54 of 205, about 26% of countries won gold medals. So this is not a good representation of the larger population. It is an overestimate. All right, and that's the end of this example. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email me and let me know. Have a good day.